I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call.
Commissioner Butler. Here. Commissioner Clausen.
Here.
Commissioner Cox.
Here.
Commissioner Phipps.
Here.
Mayor Hall.
Here. Consent agenda. Items listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted by one motion. No separate discussion of these items will occur unless a council member requests the item to be removed from the consent agenda. If an item is removed from the consent agenda, it will be considered elsewhere on the agenda for this meeting. Prior to asking for a motion to approve the consent agenda, the mayor will ask for anyone who desires to remove an item from the consent agenda for public discussion. Would anybody like to remove any items? Hearing none, I move that the minutes of the regular meeting of April the 21st, 2026, and the bills and payroll for the last half of April 2026 are approved. Second that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Cox, and roll call.
Commissioner Butler.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes. Presentations, petitions, and communications. This portion of the city council meeting is reserved for persons who desire to address the council. The Illinois Open Meetings Act mandates that the city council may not take action on items on comments received on matters that have not been identified on this agenda. But the council may direct staff to address the topic or refer the matter for action on the agenda for another meeting. Persons addressing the council are requested to limit their presentation to 3 minutes and to avoid repetitious comments. We would also ask you to state your name and address for the record as well as stand when speaking. Would anybody in the audience today like to address the council? Seeing, Ed, you can say something if you like. Seeing none, we'll move to new business.
Motion to adopt resolution number 2026-3342, appropriating $800,000 of motor fuel tax funds for the 2026 street maintenance uses, approving the 2026 MFT street municipal estimate of maintenance costs statement in the amount of $800,000, and authorizing the mayor and city clerk to sign the documents.
Do I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Commissioner Cox, and would you like anybody to say anything about that?
This is an estimate of the funds that we may expend over the year for different things. If you notice, it says 742,000 and some dollars there. IDOT suggested that we do 800,000. That way, if it goes over that, you don't have to do another resolution later. And then at the end of the fiscal year, we'll do an actual expenditure statement.
Okay, very good. Any other questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Butler.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Motion to approve council decision request 2026-2683, awarding the bids for the 2026 oil and chip program to Earl Walker Company Incorporated for furnished and spread oil bituminous material at $4.15 per gallon and for spread aggregate CA 16 install at $21 per ton for a total of $87,300 for seal coating on streets at various locations, and Earl Walker for the seal coat aggregate CA 16 furnished at $32 a ton for a total of $3,200 for the city's stockpile, and authorizing the mayor to sign the acceptances of proposals to furnish materials and approvals of the award BLR 12330 26000001 GM.
Can I have a second to that motion?
Second, Mayor.
Commissioner Clausen, and any comments on that?
It's the one bidder that we normally get, about the only one in the area that does this type of work right now. The oil price, of course, you realize is up higher than what it has been in the past. The aggregate basically is about the same. So things came in under what we had actually thought we would expect.
Okay. Any other questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Butler.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Motion to approve council decision request 2026-2684,
awarding the bid in the amount of $97,000 from Nico Asphalt Company for the 2026 MFT General Street Maintenance Hot Mix Asphalt parentheses HMA and Cold Mix Surface Materials, and authorizing the mayor to sign the acceptance of proposal to furnish materials and approval of award BLR 12230 26-00000002 GM.
And a second to that motion.
Second, Mayor.
Commissioner Phipps, and again, it comes,
This is an estimated amount of asphalt products that we may need over the fiscal year for 26, 27. Could go up, could go down, but it's just kind of the estimate. This is the bids, a little bit higher last year, but like everything else, of course, it uses oil products.
Right.
That's one of the reasons.
any other questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps?
Yes.
Commissioner Butler?
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen?
Yes.
Mayor Hall?
Yes.
Motion to approve council decision request 2026-2685, awarding the bid in the amount of $70,900 from Fuchs Contractors for the 2026 MFT General Street Maintenance Pavement Patching on various roads, and authorizing the mayor to sign the acceptance of proposal to furnish materials and approval of award BLR 12230.
And a second to that motion.
Second, Mayor.
Mr. Phipps? Anybody have?
Yeah, this is just, we do a little bit of pavement patching every year. This is out there on Fort Worth Way.
Yeah, that's the on Fort Worth Way. That's the old section, I guess I'd call it. So from Swords Avenue to where the new section by Chick-fil-A is. There's some areas there, just like to get that done here before fields get open and other things start opening up out there.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of patches, but I think 6 or 7, but it will be a very busy area.
All right.
Contractor thinks they can have it done in about 3 days, so we'll see.
Okay.
When are they expecting to start?
Well, we'll have a meeting with them after this. They haven't given us a schedule yet.
All right. Any other questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Phipps?
Yes.
Commissioner Butler?
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen?
Yes.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Mayor Hall?
Yes.
Motion to approve council decision request 2026-2686, awarding the bid in the amount of $251,117.43 from Howe Paving, Inc. for the annual sidewalk improvement project on 21st Street from Prairie Avenue to Shelby Avenue.
Okay. And a second to that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Clausen? Sorry.
This is just the area we picked for our annual sidewalk improvement thing. It's we're on 21st Street. A lot of handicap ramps there to try to get improved and fill in some areas that are really in bad shape. So
Okay. Is that all just on one side of the 21st, or is that both
be
sides?
on both sides.
Both sides.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Butler?
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen?
Yes.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps?
Yes.
Mayor Hall?
Yes.
Motion to approve council decision request 2026-2687, approving the bid plans and specifications for the Evergreen Court project and authorizing the solicitation of bids.
Second to that,
Second.
Mr. Cox. And what's,
This is on Evergreen Court out there on North 19th Street. You go west on that street there at the very end of cul-de-sac, has the poor drainage, the asphalt part of that cul-de-sac starting to fall apart, deteriorate in places. So we're going to pave it back in concrete and get some of the drainage more positive, get it away down to where the inlets are at.
any questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Clausen?
Yes.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps?
Yes.
Commissioner Butler?
Yes.
Mayor Hall?
Yes.
Motion to approve council decision request 2026-2688, approving the disposal of records determined to be appropriate by the State of Illinois Local Records Commission as appears on the approved records disposal certificate.
Okay. And a second to that motion.
Second, Mayor.
Commissioner Phipps?
It's just basically cleaning up old records that aren't even useful anymore, way outdated. And
Duplications and,
duplications, and the state's already approved it. It has to go through them. And then this is more just formalizing it.
any other questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps?
Yes.
Commissioner Butler?
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen?
Yes.
Mayor Hall?
Yes.
Motion to adopt special ordinance number 2026-2009, rezoning from R1 Single Family Residence to C3 Service Commercial and Variance to omit the 40,000 coterminous square feet requirement for rezoning to 713 North Fifth Street and 717 North Fifth Street. Petitioner Coles County Towing.
Okay, and a second to that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Butler. And let's see, you got some comments.
We talked about this. This unanimously passed the planning commission last week. There were no objectors at all throughout the entire process. We do have a representative from the organization here today, but essentially he's kind of in a bind in terms of how our ordinance reads in terms of being able to rezone a property. Typically, it requires you to have control or approval from at least 20,001 square feet of 40,000 coterminous square feet. And so the problem is that the property owner to the north it's a vacant lot. They're actually unfortunately deceased. There are no heirs. And so there's no way to contact them. And that property in the next year or two will be going to county for non-payment of taxes. But obviously, we'd like this gentleman to start his business before 2 years from now. And so that's the kind of ask for the variance. So he's requesting a variance to that requirement and also hoping to rezone the property from R1 single family to C3 to operate a very small scale towing business, hoping to get on with the local police and county rotation, things like that. The area itself, honestly, could use a facelift. I think some type of investment in that area would be great. We've unfortunately had to clean and lean a property that's just right next door to that, 420 DeWitt Avenue. So, there's definitely room to be done in that area. And I think that this would help put forward a substantial reinvestment in that area.
Of course, we got someone here representing the company. Does anybody have any questions for him or any other questions?
Will there be storage of vehicles on that property then, inside, or how's that going to work?
I'm wanting to put a bolt in behind the pole barn that's sitting there for storage. I contacted the state police and the county to see what the requirements was, and I didn't make the deadline on the county. They got to turn it in before October 31st. So I have to wait till this year to be able to do that. But I am going to put a bolt in, put a fixed-in bolt in behind the pole barn back there to store the cars, and they'll have a 6-foot fence that the car will be seen from the road. Depending on what type of fence I'm allowed to put, I've already put in for a fence permit.
Sure.
But I haven't done anything over there because I was waiting for this to see what happens here.
Okay.
And I will say Kent's been incredibly proactive. It's been incredibly proactive throughout this process. Came in here, asked for help with the zoning application. And then again, he's already applied for permits related to it too. So we couldn't ask for a better.
Good.
On my head to reapply for something like this. So that man, I like to help you. That's quite a bit. I'm walking through it.
Jeff, can you state your last name?
Decker.
Decker. Okay.
I live at 3000 Cedar Avenue. I've been there for 16 years. Been in Coles County for most of my life. We're the best in Charleston, so.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Phipps?
Yes.
Commissioner Butler?
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen?
Yes.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Mayor Hall?
Yes.
Good luck with your business.
Sure.
Motion to approve council decision request 2026-2689, waiving the formal bidding requirement and approving the roof placement and plaster repair proposal from Tomahawk Roofing in the amount of $71,560.38 for the repairs on the Dodge Grove Cemetery Mausoleum.
And a second to that motion,
Second.
Commissioner Cox, and
We had gotten a couple proposals late last year trying to get a grant for cemetery grant. Cemetery grant went for more towards cemeteries that weren't being kept up. So we were not awarded any funds. The price of roofing with everything else is going up. And so they did reach back out to us, said they could lock lock it in if we would accept their proposal. So we are recommending that we go ahead and do that now. About $10,000, $11,000 of that is doing some plaster work on the inside as well of the mausoleum.
What's the time frame on the project? Any idea how long it takes on something like this?
No, it'll just probably take a few days on the roof, a few days to a week, the plastering, and they just will work it in the schedule, but they were trying to get this to lock in the material price now. So we'll have it done this summer. And again, I think there's not been much work done on that mausoleum since the late 80s. So
What's the general condition then is decent, but obviously needs some
yeah, the roof is leaking. There's been some plaster that's fallen off the walls because of the roof leaking and the high humidity inside the building. So once we do this, we'll probably also come back and try to do some kind of ventilation in the building to keep the humidity down.
Okay. Anybody, other questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Butler?
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen?
Yes.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Commissioner Fix?
Yes.
Mayor Hall?
Yes. I didn't ask, is anybody online have any questions?
I have one gentleman.
Okay, hearing none. I move we recess to closed session pursuant to Illinois Open Meeting Act for the purpose of discussion.
Council comments?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we gotta do that. Yeah, council comments. We'll start with Dave.
I have none, but I do have a question. If we can just get, not to put you on the spot, update on the Route 16 pavement and all that stuff. I know we've been doing a really good job posting online.
We've been trying to do that, been in communication with them on a daily basis. With the IDOT RE on the project, and the house superintendent. Their plan tomorrow is to pave the other 2 lanes. So you'll see similar, road closure, lane closures and delays, until they get through some of those, intersections. There's no way to get cars across there until that. The next day, they're gonna come back and then pave turn lanes and the median areas. So that would be on Thursday. And, forget what it says, I bought on Friday. A lot of this has been on up there, so.
And that's from 6th Street east. And then after all that is done, then they go from 6th Street to Lakeland Boulevard. Is that the width?
Well, they're gonna, this stretch gets 2 lifts of asphalt pavement. So the last I understood, next week they'd come in to put on that second lift from out there into, like 5th Street there. And then they'll start, the milling on that later. That's the last. Sure. It can change every day.
Oh, yeah.
They seem to be moving really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not gonna mess around.
Yeah. They've acted like they've done that before. Yeah, just a few. That's all I have there.
Okay, Commissioner Cox, any comments?
Evening. Thank you.
Commissioner Butler?
Yeah, I have a couple actually. I just wanted to kind of address a couple of our organizational values. One is integrity, where we act with honesty, transparency, fairness, and stewardness, and inclusivity, where we value diversity and strive to create a welcoming environment where all people feel respected, engaged, and represented. I just wanted to address, Mayor, your remarks at the end of the last meeting. And then you followed it up with an email. And I quote, "By expanding your knowledge, the city of Mattoon could run more effectively and efficiently. Finally, would help to attract better qualified people to run for elected positions within the city council." So again, this is your opinion. However, if we're going to follow our organizational values and be honest and transparent, we are all elected by the members of our city.
Right.
I'm very deeply concerned that I have knowledge of. I know that you have been having meetings with people and encouraging them to run for city commissioner and or mayor. Well, civic engagement is important. The appearance of hand-selecting candidates raises serious questions about the transparency, the influence, and respect for the will of the voters. Since transparency and honesty are listed among our city's organizational values, the one thing I have to say is these principles only mean anything if they're just demonstrated consistently, especially by those in leadership.
Okay. Is that a question or
No,
Okay.
the statement.
statement? Okay. All right. Any other, oh, you're done? Let's see, Commissioner Clausen. Commissioner Clausen.
The only thing I have, Mayor, back on April 27th, there was a disaster planning meeting put on by the county, I believe, with county EMA. And Kyle, myself, Commissioner Phipps, and Chief Helgas attended that. So I think it's more where, we're starting to accumulate more disaster plan and resources. So if we have situations, I know we're addressing the water, pretty much that's going to be at least probably a 2 or 3 year project. But I think if something does happen, I think these are going to be additional resources more accessible to us immediately. So it's kind of an initial kickoff meeting with that. So I was back about 2 weeks ago. We attended. So it was really good.
Very good. All right. I didn't have any comments, but I'll make a couple. As a member of the Illinois Municipal League Board of Directors, I attend meetings on a regular basis with all mayors throughout the state of Illinois, and there's 1,294 of them, actually 93 that's members of the Illinois Municipal League. When we get together, we discuss various things about what we need to do to improve municipal government. I recently got into a discussion on the table of a group of mayors who talked about how they go out and aggressively try to attract the best candidates they've got for elected positions. And I didn't really raise that issue. It was kind of open session. They felt like that they did do better in the past by actually asking people. Sometimes it just took an ask to get the best candidates to run for an office. So anyway, and then these are all kinds of sizes. We go out and we recruit people to be managers and department heads to get the best people we can. We should always do that. We should have the best representatives that we can possibly get for council members and employees. And that's exactly what I've done. I have not actively gone out and tried to recruit people myself because I think that needs to be done more by the citizens themselves or businesses, et cetera. But to promote the idea is what the other mayors have done, and I just did the same thing. So that's kind of a comment that I've got. Now,
It is against the tenant. It's against Senate 7 though for
Excuse me.
you and the city manager to both do it.
we weren't going to get into a debate here. I'm just making a point. So next item on the agenda is now.
Mayor, before you move from that, can I just make one comment, please?
Sure.
When the first time that I was elected, Commissioner Phipps as well, was 2021.
Right.
We had 12 people run for 4 seats,
Right.
including a couple incumbents. We had 4 for mayor, so a total of 16 people.
Right.
When we ran again in 25, I don't know how many exactly, but I'm a little concerned you make that comment. When you have 16 people running, how can you say that you don't have qualified candidates?
Well, you never really,
Yeah, I don't want to debate either, but
whether you got 25 or 2, you may have 2, and in the past, you take a look at our history. We've had candidates that run because nobody else would run. We've had several of them. And quite honestly, some of those weren't hardly qualified to run or as qualified as they could have been. So going out and getting the best, I have no personal issues. I'm surprised that anybody would have any issues with trying to get the best candidates we can get. So, but I know you have different opinions there. So now can we go on?
yes.
Okay. Okay, so now I move to recess to closed session pursuant to Illinois Opens Meeting Act for the purpose of discussion of the appointment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employee of the city or legal counsel for the city under 5 ILCS 120-2C1 and collective negotiating matters between the city of Mattoon and its employees or their representatives, or deliberation concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees under 5 ILCS 120-2C2. And can I have a second to that motion?
Second, Mayor.
And roll call.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Butler.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes. And as we return from closed session, we will not be voting on anything. You're certainly welcome to stay to see us reconvene, but we're not doing it. We won't be taking any action after that time. Okay, everybody? Thank you.
At this time, I will mute and pause the recording until we get back from executive session.
Okay,
Ready here.
reconvene meeting.
Secretary.
We would like to ask for a motion, please.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second, Mayor.
Do a second, okay? And roll call then.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Butler. No. Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned.
9:30.